and then turned pro the next day in Switzerland.
From Switzerland, we don't expect people to win big tournaments, so at the time, especially not. We like to be precise, I generalize here to the max, and you're supposed to be humble. So it's quite interesting also when he came along and he basically said, you know, I want to win big tournaments. And he wasn't really humble about it. And one of the first big matches he played was in Basel against Andre Agassi. And, you know, he went out there to win. Which was almost like, what is he trying to do? You're playing against Andre Agassi and you're a junior, you know? You're supposed to lose here. But he wasn't acting that way.
But then the losing hurt, you know, it just really did. I didn't like losing.
The number of times we would go to tournaments and he would throw in a substandard performance, or he would mentally break down, or he would get emotional, he'd throw his racket. He was losing matches he should have won.
I was too far ahead of myself. I don't want to say cocky, but I think I probably thought I was better than I maybe was sometimes, that I could hit shots I saw on TV.
He was all flourishes and beautiful trick shots, but there was no identity to his game.
Roger was getting very angry on the tennis court. He was breaking racket or whatever when he was young, but he was always respecting the opponent. It was always against himself. He was never being provocative, he was never being unfair, he was never cheating.
Alors il a passé par des périodes où il a dû être très très dur avec lui-même. Il est très très autocritique. Alors c'est difficile pour un artiste quand il a envie de s'exprimer et qu'il sait comment il doit s'exprimer, mais qu'il n'y arrive pas encore à le faire vraiment aussi bien qu'il le souhaiterait. Et c'est pour ça qu'au début de sa carrière, ça a peut-être duré un tout petit peu, parce qu'il y avait tellement de choses à mettre ensemble dans le puzzle.
I'm telling you, people were rolling their eyes when I kept bringing him up in conversation.
When I reached the stage of my career where I'm touring professional, and I just thought, well, honestly, I feel uncomfortable doing this in front of 10,000 people. I don't like to do it when there's live TV watching, and I don't know how many thousands or millions are watching, you know, in their living room, me playing, throwing rackets and shouting, and what is the commentary saying about me? I didn't like that. And I said, I'll change from here on.
I think each generation has their guy. Borg certainly was the player of his generation. Lendl, I was probably the player of my generation in the 90s. I felt like I was going to win that match. I just felt pretty confident. He was pretty young at the time, but Roger was very tough.
Oh, that's a great shot.
I was caught off guard. He was serving huge, he was moving great, he was returning my serve with ease. I just felt a little bit overpowered.
Oh. Thank you. He's done it. The champion is out.
It's tough out there, and he definitely is. He's got a great future. I mean, he's already proven that he's a great player, and he's got a good chance to maybe go all the way.
Maybe the baton in tennis has passed to a new generation. Federer can hardly believe it, the emotion of the moment. But having beaten the greatest grass court player of all time is too much for him. 19 years of age, in his first ever appearance on the centre court of Wimbledon, he has played a magnificent match to defeat the 7 times champion in 5 extraordinary sets.
You have to find your own identity and do it your way. Only, I believe, when Wimbledon rolled around in 2003, I felt like I grew into my own. I felt comfortable with the fighting spirit, the positive and negative energy, how to absorb and how to utilize it in the best possible way. everything comes into play. So there's just a lot of decision making and a lot of mistakes you can do along the way. But one thing you can't is you can't do it perfect every single time. So you have to learn to play with problems, and you have to learn how to play with pain.